If you want to make green, brown, or hazel eyes pop, these are your colors. Let's do a tutorial. I'm going to start with this liquid shadow, and this is going to be our base. I'm going to focus this mostly in the socket. We're going to grab a fluffy brush, and I want you to notice already how pink this is. A lot of times when we look at neutrals, sometimes we don't see the pinks and the reds, but they're there. So I'm going to take a fluffy brush and bring this pretty far out of the socket. Then I take a pot concealer on that same fluffy brush, and I just soften this top part. So the reason I don't use concealers in any area that's gonna have friction is because a lot of times they don't have a really nice dry time, and or you're not able to work the eyeshadow into it properly before it starts to get a little sticky. And I remember when I would try to use concealers as an eye base, I would sometimes have creasing, or the shadow wouldn't show up as true as I wanted it to. But don't be afraid to put a little bit of concealer anywhere where we don't have a lot of friction. By the way, I have my window open. It's the most beautiful spring day, so you might hear the birds and the leaves. I'm gonna take that shade and I switch to an E28. That way I can just kind of press this right out of the socket, and this starts to smooth. I'm picking up a very small amount. That way I don't add too much, but this kind of just enhances that pinky tone that we're going after. Same brush, let's pick up that shade. There's a little Jean Bean hair there. Jean Bean's my cat, by the way, in case you're new here. And I'm just gonna take this color and I'm just gonna press it. I'm going into the socket and onto the lid, and then I'm gonna relax and bring it out of the socket. And this is a really good hooded eye tip. I know I do not have hooded eyes, but anytime you hold your brush like this, and notice this one's pretty flat, you're just able to kind of cover all of this surface all at once. And then what I'm gonna do is wipe the excess shadow off, and then you can use the tip of the brush just to kind of sweep it to shade. With hooded eyes, that initial placement really makes a big difference. Speaking of hooded eyes, this brush is just perfect for hooded eyes. We're gonna grab this darker burgundy. It's still in the realm of a brown to me. And again, with the stamping, I have a really fun technique. This all looks like we're gonna need a lot of precision, and precision can help with the shape initially, but I am gonna take a color, and I'm not sure what color yet, but I'm going to tap over and just melt everything together. We're not there yet, but I kind of wanna give you an idea of where all of this is going, even though I don't know where it's going, but I know we're gonna get there together. This is what I was talking about. We're gonna take a fluffier brush, and I'm just gonna start to lightly tap this over all these other shades that we have in our eye. We're gonna add some sparkle, but this is a really good way to melt colors together. Kind of lay down your depth and then take a fluffy brush and kind of a medium in between. You normally have your dark, your light, your medium in there. So take your medium shade and just kind of tap that and melt that all over your shadows. One of the scariest parts of a pinky red eyeshadow is that without seeing the finished product, it can be very disheartening. Reds around the eye, even red oranges, colors like so, they tend to be a little scary at first. That's how it was for me. I would have already wiped this off where we're at right now, but I don't want you to be afraid at all. Right now I'm taking my cellar water and I'm just tapping it around these edges, and I kind of clean as I go. I don't worry too much about perfection. I worry about bringing it back to perfection. I'm gonna add a little bit of a clear tacky base. I'm not even gonna worry about cleaning off my lid space. I'm just gonna stamp this on. I'm gonna try to add a couple of shimmers. Okay, we're nice and even. It's important to, especially if you're adding a base at this point, it's really important to use a dense brush to make sure it's really nice, even, and smooth. This color is so pretty. Notice we switched to the E27. That way I can really focus on small little parts. Oh, that's so pretty. I love makeup so much. It's just my little art project. And then the easiest way to ever add lift to an eye And I like to do this at the end. I'm going to take that darker shade and I'm just gonna stamp it out here. Okay, this is more trust the process, but I've always found for my artistry, it's just so much easier to correct, okay? And don't even be afraid to blend down. I also always recommend blending down. When you're not sure, blend it down. It's so much easier to correct things from underneath here than it is to correct up here. So that's something to keep in your mind when you're blending really anything. And then we're gonna use the shadow as the wing. So even if you have a hooded eye, all you could do is you could even start from right here. This area is generally always exposed. So it's easy to just kind of, now I'm going to wing it up much higher, and you could too, just depending on your eye shape, but kind of starting here with my micellar water and a C30, so easy. I feel like we have been taught for so long that wing liner is the only way to get lift, but you can really do that even with just eyeshadow. I'm gonna take a brown liquid shadow, not gonna wing it out, I'm just pushing this into my lash line. And I'm even doing a little bit of a tight line. You could just blink on a brush like so. And what that's doing is wiggling it into your lashes. And anytime you can get in between your actual natural lashes, you're going to get a lot of depth. So it's really fun to do, especially with a look like this. But I'm still gonna top with this brown, probably with another one of the shades here. This is just creating depth. I'm gonna take this shade, I'm using the side of the brush, and I just wanted to tint the brown a little bit more burgundy red. Self-Adhesive Lashes, Style Go-Getter. And then I'm gonna do probably my favorite waterline color at the moment, shade Bewitch from Kosas. It's gonna be really nice with this eyeshadow. So whenever I have a little bit darker eye makeup on, I always like to color correct. And this is my color correcting shade. I have one that I can wear alone, that's Radiant, but the one I color correct is Cool Sunrise. So let's grab our D2, even this out. Oh, I think you can hear the birdie. Not really to talk more, but go listen to the nature. Ooh, that already looks so good. And then I take the fluffy end and just soften these edges. This is my favorite high-end foundation at the moment. I think I'm going to be able to use less. I'm just gonna do 2 pumps. And it does have a scent, but it has a very, what's the word? Grassy scent. I'm actually gonna do the foundation with this side of the D1. It smells very spa, very grassy. I like it. Ooh, look how pretty that is. And I also wanted to demonstrate that you can absolutely use this side for foundation. Oh, my ear! Now before I blend out my concealer, I wanted to kind of do a peachier blush. And I feel that I get my most even blend if I do my blush before concealer. I'm gonna put quite a bit on because what's gonna happen is it will start to kind of get blended out. Oh, I love this color. Perfect. And it could get covered up, so don't be afraid to put on a little extra. I'm gonna go a little peachier with my concealer. I love this particular shade, but it is a little more peachy and it's a little bit more brightening than my Natasha Denona shade. But since I have on that corrector underneath, I've got the balance to where this won't turn gray or emphasize texture. Kind of do what concealer can sometimes do when it's too light for us. But as long as it has balance and it's within reason, obviously I couldn't do a white concealer, but if it's within reason, we're not gonna have that gray cast or have it emphasize any kind of texture or fine lines. Now we're gonna take our C32, blend this out. Don't be afraid for it to go on top of the blush. That's what you want. You kind of want that concealer to cascade on top of the top part. Beautiful. Now we're grabbing the dark brown shadow and we're taking advantage of that wet concealer. Notice that the product is right in the center. That way we're not going to have any kind of fallout. It's only going to fall into the brush and not underneath your eye. But we're getting to use that wet concealer kind of as a base, so it's going to enhance and grab. So that was the color we just used with the E27. We're going to grab a wispity wisp of this shade. We're going to grab it on a fluffier brush. We want to diffuse, but still we want to hold it up and down like this, vertical if you will. That way we're not only getting a really fluffy, even blend, but there's not going to be fallout, because once again, when the brush is like this, the shadow has nowhere to go but into the fibers and not on your under eye. I wanted to use the secret powder, but y'all are getting mad. I get it, but it's almost here. Also, I want to do a peachier tone. And the reason why is because I think the peach blush and kind of taking peach instead of adding pink is going to pull the eye color a little bit different. I meant the eyeshadow, not my actual eye color. I thought this would be really, really fun. I do love this powder though. It's very nice. It's more of a full coverage finish. I want to do a little bit more of a sculpt, so I'm going to use my D1. And this is the shade Cappuccino and the 𝗕𝗿𝘂𝗀𝗄𝗏 cream bronzer that I love so much. Ooh, look how pretty that is. Already have some here. And then I like to put a little bit across my jawline. And I feel like I'm used to the secret powder, so I feel like this one looks a little bit too heavy on me. So I'm gonna use my fixing spray. Not a setting spray, not a sealant. This kind of melts everything together. Laura Mercier lipstick. This is a shade I don't wear a lot. It's called Peach Cashmere. Trust the process. And I'm loving this Bare Minerals lip liner. The shade is Cherished Rose. We're gonna really blend this in. Let's finish up our eye. I wanted to use this shade definitely as my inner corner highlight. Oh yes. All right, my friends, this is our finished look. I do have the window open and the direct light is shining just from one side, so it might look a little different, but it's too pretty. I can't shut the window. There's birds and lawnmowers. It's wonderful. Happy spring. I love you so much. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you in the next one.